So I've decided to do an FE6 strat race, and in all my planning, I've come across a pivotal truth. The early chapters of the game set you up for success or failure later. Unlike other GBA titles, the chapters in this game are not easy, and your lord is especially weak. I mean, face it, Roy sucks. Well, you need to put him in danger very often during many portions of the game. For this reason, I developed what I consider to be a strong strat for Chapter 1, and I thought I had it figured out until DonDon 151 decided to silence all of us and show off what he knows. I decided to learn both strategies and perform them input for input on a timer, so you can decide for yourself which one is better, and then maybe learn how to perform it for yourself if you wish. Both strategies use only the free units, Marcus and Roy, and finish the chapter with a C support between the two. Before we get into the video, I just need a few disclaimers. Firstly, it's important to know the rules you're working with before you begin to learn the strategies. The rules are here, pause if you want to read them. Second, the attempts at Chapter 1 are performed by hand on an emulator, so even though my inputs are fast-ish, the final run is still only an estimate of what is possible. You can input the commands more quickly, and there's always a chance of making an error, but you should get the idea either way. Lastly, as a disclaimer, both runs use RNG manipulation. The current race organizer has decided that RNG manipulation is poor sportsmanship, and while I agree with the sentiment, the rules don't mandate an RNG scrambler, so you can expect the RNG to always go in your favor. I did my best to minimize RNG abuse, and so did DonDon, but we still both manipulated it in our own ways. I'll do a more in-depth analysis at the end of the video. This has already been too much ado, so let's get into it. The first run-through I want to show you is my own, basically a Roy solo of Chapter 1. Here it is, enjoy. So I'm really satisfied with the run, both in its planning and in its execution. It follows simple ideas, and there's no way I'll forget how to do it come race day. I'd love to do an analysis, but let's do DonDon's run first to get some context. Here it is. That was my performance of DonDon's run, which he streamed on his Twitch channel March 1st of 2021. I copied it input for input and got an impressive result. That said, it's time to compare the two. First, and most important, the times. From the moment the save file was created to the moment Roy first quote-unquote seized the throne, my run had a time of 4 minutes 50, while DonDon finished in a blazing 4 minutes 30. This alone shows his strategy's superiority. In the end, his Roy also had more defense and res, while mine only had an extra point of HP, so his Roy is definitely stronger. That said, my Roy does have a higher sword rank, so make of it what you will, but I really can't make excuses. DonDon's run is just far and away the better one. The last major difference is the RNG manipulation. I promised you at the start I would go through this in detail, and this is where I gotta say we're both guilty, but in my opinion DonDon is more guilty. I mean, I gotta have at least one victory, right? Firstly, both runs allow the opening cutscene to play out fully. Enemy movement in cutscenes does burn RNs, and skipping it at an arbitrary point will likely put you in unknown territory. Once the run begins, I wasted a single RN with my Allen movement, then never wasted RNs with the arrow ever again. My excuse was that I would do this just to verify I didn't mess up the RNG during the cutscene, but this doesn't change the fact that I RN meant it, which is a no-no with the crowd I'm racing for. I also made highly dubious and non-intuitive moves with my Roy, such as ending the turn instead of attacking when weak enemies were nearby. If you skip the attack, you get a strength speed level. I knew this, and I made a strictly weaker move to slide the RNs in position for the level. DonDon, on the other hand, burned RNs a total of 3 times. Once on this move, and then twice in one move, here and here. Again, both of us were guilty of burning RNs, and if you're using a vanilla ROM and don't care about RNG abuse, then this criticism is moot. But if your group doesn't allow RN abuse or is using an RNG scrambler, then you should reconsider your approach, or, at the very least, let the people in your group know that this is your plan. In all, I'm glad I explored my options and came up with the strat I did, but I have to concede that DonDon's is stronger, and if my group allows it, I'm gonna use it in the race. I hope you enjoyed the video, but I do need to conclude here. Huge shout out to DonDon for streaming his practices and helping me out as much as he has. He's an excellent dude and I'm really thankful. You all have a wonderful time, and I hope that you come back to my channel again.